Even though mega fire is a relatively new crisis, we aren't always welcome in the innovation space, or people get suspicious, or they say, especially for emergency responders, they may say like, no, that's not your lane to be in there. But can you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, where do I even begin? I mean, when you're, doing something new, it's very disruptive to people's way of life, right? And so the firefighters love watch duty. They all use it. They tell their wives to use it. It's in tankers, it's in dozers, it's used everywhere, right? The people who are fighting fire love watch duty. There are, top brass often in certain areas, because frankly, certain governments really love what we do and help us directly, and some feel that it's their responsibility. And frankly, I don't disagree. It is their responsibility. But if you're not doing it, I'm going to, right? And so I live here on the constant threat of fire, and it has to happen. This should have happened a long time ago. I shouldn't have to be here, right? This is not I don't have a chip on my shoulder about it. I just want it to be solved. And so if it was solved, I'd be doing something else with my life. I have other ambitions and other problems I want to solve, but this one directly affects me. I know it has to happen. But again, when you're doing something disruptive, to use the parlance of our time, it's very hard to accept, right? So think about any technology that is challenging the status quo, right? So imagine it's 2015 and you're a New York City taxi driver holding a medallion that you paid $1 million for. Like, what do you think you're going to say when Uber shows up? Obviously, you're upset. And I do feel bad for those individuals, but the system needs to get better, just because that was the way things worked and people either profited on it or that's their purview. Like, we have to look forward into the future. It's not acceptable to have fires next to my house and not being notified about it. So there's this misnomer about what we do, but also about this idea of megafire, right? I don't care if it's a megafire or not. There's a 3-acre fire next to my house burning towards my house. I don't care how big it is. That's my local disaster, right? There's this mistake that people make about it that I think is really important to clarify. And now we're getting fast-moving fires. Like the Marshall Fire in Colorado is arguably not a megafire. It was a fast-moving grass fire that burned like 900 homes in less than 24 hours.
1,108.
Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
but it did turn into urban conflagration, though. Like there's a video of the grass fires move really fast, regardless. But it was a high wind event. So when we're talking about mega fires, we're talking about when you bring together high wind events, fuel, fire, and then especially when it moves into massive amounts, like 2 million acres in a couple of days, like we've seen in Oklahoma, and we've seen that in Texas too. So we still consider that a mega fire, but it's the outsized damage on the environment and homes. And so in Marshall Fire, yeah, they had not had rain for 10 months. And then the next day, it may have still gone on, they had a cyclone snow bomb. And that's what ended up putting it out.
Well, again, back to my point, like if there's I just saw the other day, there was an escaped agricultural burn here in Petaluma right next to someone's barn that almost burned their barn down. That is mega to them, right? I don't do well with labels in general, frankly, because like this is what the argument is oftentimes for why watch duty, I don't know, maybe shouldn't exist, because some of these fires are so small that they don't want to send an alert to the whole county, but that might affect 4 homes or 1 ranch. Like, I need to know about that. And so we don't classify or quantify them. We just say this fire is here and it's moving in this direction. And if you're in the way, that's a life and death situation. That might be your livelihood. That might be your childhood home. That might be your ranch. This is extremely dangerous and very important that everybody knows what is happening. So watch duty doesn't make any of these claims. We just say there's a veg fire and it's on the move. And that's how I think about this.
I think that's why it calms our nervous system down, or it tells us, it informs, it actually gives agency to normal human beings trying to live their lives in areas with a massive peril that's coming at us. Like, it does put you on alert, but you do feel like someone's watching over you.